Hey everyone, this is Chris, your friendly neighborhood Minnesota comic geek, here with a comic book show haul video. Before I get started, I would ask that if you enjoy this type of comic book related content, please give the video a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any future videos. And if you enjoy talking comics, then comment below. Alright, let's get into it. So last weekend, September 27th at this point, the third and final Minnesota Comic Exchange Valley Creek Mall show over in Woodbury was held. For those of you who have been around on my channel for a while now, I've done many videos showing the comics that I've gotten at previous shows. They're great one-day events in this kind of tiny little strip mall over in Woodbury, Minnesota. I like going to it because I can find some pretty good deals, and I end up coming away with, you know, anywhere from $100 to $200 worth of comics. Some on the very cheap end, some on the higher end. This time was no different. My experience this time was kind of interesting because I'm no longer primarily sticking to dollar bins. I am starting to pay attention to kind of those mid-level, cheaper, higher price books from like $5-10 up to like $50 or $60. And so this time around, my goal was to look for books in that range, primarily Adam Hughes stuff. I've just been on a real big Adam Hughes kick, and his work is something that I'm really loving collecting right now, and just building out my Adam Hughes collection. And I love finding his work out in the wild, and this show was no exception. I did find a bit of Adam Hughes stuff, but surprisingly there wasn't that much, which is kind of interesting and has been a little rare given my recent last couple years of comic buying. Anyways, as I was walking around just kind of gauging what everyone had, there was roughly, I don't know, 20 different comic dealers there. And what I noticed is a lot of the prices on the books in the range I was looking for felt elevated. They felt more expensive than they probably should be, given the books that those price tags were on. One instance that was like extremely absurd was one guy had X-Men number 25 from the volume 2, the Jim Lee volume. X-Men 25, the issue where Magneto rips the adamantium out of Wolverine's body, and he had a price tag, and I had to do a double take of $100 on it. Now, I know this book has gone up in value post X-Men 97 cartoon on Disney Plus, because they obviously referenced that book in the end of that series. And so that book has gone up in value from, you know, before then it was always a $1 to $5 book at most. Like, that was it. Since the show, like, I've seen, you know, the price tag around $15 to $20. And that's where I feel like that's like the high end it should be, just because it's not that monumental of a book. It has, like, I don't know, it just, yeah, I don't know, but $100 for it, like, is absurd. Like, it's just not worth that. Not right now, at least. maybe in another 10, 20 years, maybe, who knows. Anyways, but that was just my overall impression with the prices, which coinciding with another observation I made was that in all the past Valley Creek Mall shows that I've gone to, there were a lot more people there right away when the show started. This time around, there was not that many people there by the time I got there at 9:30 and it started at 9. I was actually a little surprised. I thought it would be a lot more packed than it was, and you had plenty of room to walk around, you had plenty of room to dig through bins. Like, it's in the past it's been a lot more crowded, and I wonder if that's just a sign of the times, of the current economy and everything. People are pulling back a little, who knows, or maybe people were just saving their money for the Minnesota Comic Book Association Fall Con that is next weekend, October 11th. Who knows? But like I said, it was noticeably less packed. Like, I noticed it right away. But yeah, so those were my kind of two observations on the show itself. On to the books I got. I'm going to kind of group them into the stack of comics I got from each individual dealer that I stopped by. So like this is just going to be kind of a random showing and random assortment of books, but you'll kind of see like the books I got from each individual dealer. Starting off with one of my favorite recent dealers. I always stop by his booth because he always has a ton of books and they're always pretty cheap. Starting off, I got Thor #1 from the Donny Cates Nick Klein run. I think it's volume 6. Don't quote me on that, but it's where he introduces the Black Winter kind of cosmic entity character. So I got issue #1 for $1. The orange stickers were $1 books. I got issue #6. I got Harley Quinn. I don't know the volume this is from, but the #42, the Frank Cho cover, there's a connecting cover. I think it must be issue 41 probably, that connects the other half of this image. I got Witchblade #8, just a classic Michael Turner book. I got Fathom #13 and 14. I'm always looking for high grade copies of these two books because the ones I have in my personal collection aren't the greatest because I look through them a lot. I got Ninjak #1 and Fantastic Four #242, a newsstand version. Not a key issue, just I love this John Byrne Terrax versus Fantastic Four cover. From the same guy, the books with the yellow stickers were $2 a piece. So again, this is issue #3 from that Thor Donny Cates Nick Klein run. It features a battle between Thor and Beta Ray Bill. Got Batman White Knight presents Harley Quinn, book 2. Anytime I can find these Sean Gordon Murphy White Knight series books for $1 or $2 or whatever, super cheap, always gonna pick them up because they're just great books, great series, worth getting copies. Batman Legends of the Dark Knight #0, featuring this awesome Joe Quesada cover. Got the Witchblade Spring Pinup American Entertainment exclusive edition. Just features a lot of Michael Turner's Witchblade artwork inside. Wasn't sure what it was, but for $2 I had to get it, being a Michael Turner fan. And I got 2 copies of Future State Wonder Woman #1, which features the first full appearance of this character, Yara Flor. So those were all $2. Next up, I stopped by the Brothers Grin booth. They always have books ranging from $1, $2, $5, and random stuff that's more expensive. These were all $1 piece. Always gonna grab the Cliffhanger Wizard sketchbook that features sketch artwork from J. Scott Campbell, Joe Madureira, and Humberto Ramos before their Cliffhanger series started. Great little book to have, especially if you're an art fan. I got, let's see, 3 of the Spider-Man's Get Craven book purely for the Joe Quesada covers. I got issue number 3, issue number 5, and issue number 6. This is actually a Mike Deodato cover. And then I grabbed this one just because it's a Fear Itself prologue, Book of the Skull. It says it's a 1 in 25 variant. Who knows? But for $1, took a chance. I swear this is a Joe Quesada cover based on the style of the detail, but there's no signature on it. I haven't looked inside, and I think I looked on Key Collector and it didn't say who the cover artist was, I think. So, but knowing his style, like, I'm pretty sure this is a Joe Quesada cover. Next up, another random dealer who had a bunch of short bins full of $1 books and a small wall rack. He had an X Factor number 6, the first appearance of Apocalypse, for $30. I was going to get it, but a buddy of mine was there who sells comic books, so I told him about it. He bought it so that he could sell it himself. So still on the hunt for an X Factor 6. The guy happened to have this Adam Hughes book or cover, Frankenstein Mobster number 0. Just an excellent Adam Hughes cover for $1. Always gonna pick those up, especially when I don't have it already. I got this Brute and Babe Infinity Bart Sears Wizard insert. Got 2 of the Marvel Knights Daredevil series by Joe Quesada. Issue number 15, which features this Joe Quesada David Mack hybrid cover, and this issue number 16 with the David Mack cover. I got Death, The Time of Your Life miniseries featuring Chris Bachalo artwork. Got issues 1, 2, and 3, so full run of this miniseries. Got Future State, The Next Batman number 1, blank cover. Gamora number 1. House of X issue number 3, featuring this Jeff DeCall cover. Very cool. Got another copy of Thor number 1 for $1. And just randomly, this Superman's Pal Jimmy Olsen number 67. It's a 12 center for $1. It has a detached cover, but who cares? Got a couple random issues for 50% off. Dawn number 1. It's just an awesome Joseph Michael Linsner cover. I've never actually read the Dawn series, so just love this cover. And then Walking Dead, I think this is issue 19. Don't quote me on that. It's a, I feel like it's a 10th anniversary or something reprint featuring this J. Scott Campbell cover. It was 50% off, so got this one for $3 and this one for $6. Yeah, just saw it, liked it. One guy who had just a small short box, he was mostly there, I think, selling art or helping out, so he wasn't a true dealer or anything. but he had the short box he had a lot of good comics in it, and specifically he had several Adam Hughes books. You got Vengeance of Vampirilla number 7 for $4, Vengeance of Vampirilla number 10 for $5, Fairest number 3 featuring the awesome Snow Queen cover for $6, which is a real steal for this one. Lady Rawhide number 3 featuring one of my favorite Adam Hughes covers that he's ever done for $10. And then got a couple Mark Brooks covers. X-Men Legacy number 262. I love this cover. I loved his renditions of Rogue in this specific costume and outfit from this period, where she was wearing this all green with white detail uniform. Is a fantastic character design, and Mark Brooks's rendering of it was fantastic at this time. I got that for $6. And then Avengers No Surrender number 688, another Mark Brooks cover, featuring an Art Nouveau layout. Just love it. It was only $2. Wanted it, got it. So came across this this one dealer who had really good books and really good prices, like probably the best prices for the particular books he was selling at this show. When I said earlier about the various books being overpriced, this was the complete opposite. This guy had very competitive, great prices. For instance, Edge of Spider-Verse number 2, this is the 3rd printing, and he had it for $20. I had to look this up to verify that this was not a facsimile or anything, that it was actually a 3rd printing of Edge of Spider-Verse number 2, which is the first appearance of Spider-Gwen. And lo and behold, I looked it up. A high grade copy on Geek Collector has it listed, as around a $50 book, which this is in excellent condition, like 9.8 quality condition. So it was a no-brainer to finally get a copy of this for my collection. She's one of my favorite characters. I've wanted her first appearance for a long time, but a first printing of this book is several $100s. So I just haven't even bothered trying to look for it or get a copy. But to get a 3rd printing, to have it now, super happy about. Again, $20, and he had 3 copies of this book. So again, I got 1 copy. I told my buddy about the other 2. He went and bought them to resell himself. So yeah, very cool. And another small little dealer had this bundle here, the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, the first series that Scotty Young did in his Oz run. They had the full 8-issue run of this limited series for $15. I almost never come across any of the Oz books in general, but specifically the first series. Almost never see them at shows and long boxes and dollar bins. They're just non-existent out in the wild, especially even more so issue number 1 is so hard to find. So whenever I come across it and it's cheap, I get it. This first issue alone is about a $15 book in high grade. So to get the full run of 8 issues for $15, it was a no-brainer. I didn't even think about it. I love Scotty's Wizard of Oz and Oz series books so much. They are fantastic reads. They're great reimagining interpretations of the original Frank Album books. They're not like, it's not like the movie. So yeah, if you've never read them, I highly recommend it. You can get the trade paperback, and it's worth the read. Lastly, I got a bunch of magazines for pretty cheap. I'm gonna count this sketchbook as a magazine, but it's Mitch Bird's Sketchbook Volume 1. I know Mitch Bird from the old sketch comic magazine that came out in the what is it? It would have been the early 2000s, I believe. I have most of those issues because they were basically tutorial magazines for making comic book artwork. They usually featured an interview from a existing pro comic book artist, and then they'd have a bunch of tutorials and breakdowns and stuff for making comic book art. And similar to Wizard Magazine's drawing board section, Mitch Bird did a drawing tutorial column or article or section in that magazine. And so I became a fan of his artwork and style through that magazine. So when I saw this for 10 bucks, it was a no-brainer. Had to add it to my collection. Loving seeing comic book sketch artwork and stuff. I also came across a Frank Frazetta Fantasy Illustrated #2 for 3 bucks, which features one of the early stories of Joe Madureira's Battle Chasers. Happy to get a nice copy of this, as my original is all ratted and worn from looking at it so much. Lastly, there was this old dude at one end of the show who just had a random table of collectible stuff that he just wanted to get rid of. He had a bunch of Wizard magazines, and I'm trying to remember. I think these were only like $1 or $2 a piece, if I remember correctly. And like I said, he just wanted to get rid of them. I told him, like, I have almost the full run of all the Wizard magazines, and I'm just huge nostalgia for the magazine itself, and being able to fill in a bunch of early issues was exciting for me. Got a copy of issue #3, issue #4, issue #5 with this awesome Silver Surfer cover, issue #7, issue #10, and issue #11. So I was able to get quite a few of the sub issue #15 books that I needed for my collection. That was a good way to kind of end my show day, was finding these Wizard magazines. Yeah, so those are all the books that I got. I spent roughly $140 for everything, which I think for what I got pretty good value for my money. Yeah, let me know which books did you like the best. Did you think I got good prices, good deals on them, especially that Edge of Spider-Verse #2? Yeah, let me know in the comments. And yeah, with that, thanks for watching. And again, if you enjoyed this type of comic book related content, please give the video a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. Till next time, comment below and let's talk comics. Bye.